Good morning, this is Randy. I wanted to talk about mental health and mental illness. So it used to seem like perhaps 30, 40 years ago that mental illness was more of a thing that was not common. It wasn't where the majority of people were mentally ill or lacked mental health, or it didn't seem so. Yes, they may have lacked parenting skills, they may have lacked insight, they may have been enabling, there may have been philanderers and thieves, but it didn't seem so that as much on the surface and that it was as prevalent. Mental health was something normal, and mental illness was something that, you needed to take care of. Well, now at this point in time, things have reversed so that mental illness and the lack of mental health is the norm. We have crossed over to the point where my belief is that there is more mental illness or a lack of mental health in the population than there is mentally healthy people. And what that has led to is obviously mentally healthy people are in the minority. This presents a huge problem because what it means is that mentally unhealthy people are running our society. They're creating our media, they're creating our television shows, they're screwing with our children, they're screwing with us, they're our bosses, they're cops, they're in positions of authority, they're in every position possible. And what they're doing is demanding rights. They are demanding rights and recognition. They're not willing to just stop with, having the power and controlling things, but they're insisting on having as many rights or more rights than mentally healthy people have. And they're banking on the ability to point fingers and call out prejudice, racism, and bias as excuses to thought stop and end any possible issues that might point out that they are not functioning in a mentally healthy capacity. In fact, anybody who's mentally unwell can claim that there's a stigma attached to that. And I guess why wouldn't there be in some way, especially when your mental illness or lack of mental health is affecting so many other people around you. Now, I guess if you remain in your home and your mental instability and lack of perception of reality that can be agreed upon pretty much by mentally healthy people. If you lack that, then if you stay in your house and you're not hurting anybody else around you, that's fine. But once you go out into the world, and especially when you get if you can get your hands on anybody that you can control, especially and including children, then you are doing damage So, I mean, my point is the lunatics are running the asylum now, and this is something that we discover once we flip that first domino down, as Ollie Matthews says. Once we identify that first domino of narcissism or cluster Bs in our lives, the rest of them begin to fall, and we notice how many more actual borderlines, narcissists, and antisocials there really are right in our own lives and in our vicinity, in our workplaces. And mentally healthy people are the minority now, and that does become a very scary situation for both the mentally ill and the mentally healthy, because it is only the mentally healthy, really, that are going to be able to set a better standard, to set the boundaries for those who cannot, will not, those who don't have any kind of foundation in reality, those whose perceptions are skewed, mixed up, those who are bordering on psychosis. And there's just so many of them that there's absolutely no way that the U.S. at least is willing to really recognize this. It is coming out. These secrets are coming out, and it's going to take a lot of strength for those people who are mentally healthy, or at least on their way toward mental health, to really get quickly to being their true, strong selves, because we've got a big kind of a war to fight, and I'm not saying that it's going to be fought with guns. It needs to be fought with boundaries, and it needs to be fought with community, communing with others who are healthy or trying to get healthy, on their way to health, and pretty much letting go and shedding those in our lives who are mentally unwell and unwilling to get help, because it's a war now. It's become like a fight for your life, a fight for your freedom, and a fight for the United States, a fight for humanity. And so, again, I'm not saying fight overtly. That's what the mentally ill enjoy, is a good fight, good argument, and a good way to place themselves into the victim mode, to even get more rights or make more complaints about how unfair things are. Yeah, things are unfair, but they're also very unfair to mentally healthy people. So things are just not unfair to the mentally ill. And I know I might be stretching it a bit by calling everybody mentally ill, but that's just the label I'm going to use to cover a whole myriad of things. And I'm talking about the people that are not trying to find answers, not people who have problems that are introspecting and really trying to find answers and trying to get well and healthy, to come onto the side of those actually who are in the minority of mentally healthy people in the United States. Leave your comments and let me know what you think.